Alright, it's time for another game. Let's go. We are starting with West, 2 Dora, 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks. Pretty good. And if we could pair up the Yakai, that would be nice. There is a 7, 8, 9 Sanjoku, but I'm not exactly sure what to drop, so we're just going to lose it. Even if we do draw the 8, it still advances our hand, and, you know, we can just call Ricci. It's not really a big problem. Here, the question is whether you keep the ones cut west or not. I'm just going to keep this floating 6, it's pretty strong. You could also consider maybe dropping the 9. I don't think that's a bad idea either. Here, we'll just go ahead and drop the 9 now. There's a 6, 7, 8 Sanjoku, which allows us to call. Okay. Now we have 6, 7, 8 Sanjoku confirmed. I think we will just call anything for Tenpai, except for maybe the 2. If we call the 2 we are left with only 2,000 points, which is kind of, well, it's kind of lame. That being said, we're still going to keep the 3, because if we do draw the 2, we can reach it, and that's no problem. So we will Palm for Tenpai, we will Chi the 7 for sure. But I'm not so sure about the 2, not yet. Like, you could do it. It is getting to the second row, so, you know, it really isn't that bad. Maybe I should. I'll think about it. I'll think about it. If they call 2, maybe I'll cheat. Sorry, if they drop 2, maybe I'll cheat. Yep. The thing is, though, like, you know, we can also draw an improvement over here. No. Yeah, okay, it's getting late. We will cheat the 2. Oh. Okay, there's a Ricci on the board now. We've still got a plenty fightable hand. As long as we get into Tenpai, we will definitely fight. Unless maybe we'd have to call the 2 to get Tenpai. Maybe that's a little lame. Because there's like 2,000 points bad weight. Nah, I think it's still okay. Didn't look like we... As it turns out, we didn't get there. But that's alright. Is that a Hanuman? That's not a Hanuman, that's a Mangan. Next one. Alright, very well. On to the next round. East 2. Here south, the door is 8 so. We got some pretty decent shapes. We'll just play this hand normally. Gonna keep the Yakai for a bit. If they do pair up, we will call. The weird thing about this shape, well, you could look at it as 2 complex, like a kanchan and a complex shape, but you could also look at it as 5, 6, 7 with 2 floaters, right? There's a couple of ways you could see this shape. Since we have another pair elsewhere already, it seems possible that we could, you know, it's very important, I guess, to keep the interpretation of the 5, 6, 7 sequence plus 2 floaters. And then you can see that when you draw the 4, for example, you can improve your shape. The 3 is also totally fine. Here we'll just go ahead and drop the 9. If we get the 8, we can actually chi the 8 and drop the 1s to go for Taiyao. I don't know if that's something we're actually interested in doing, but, well, it's something we can do. At this point, probably not. That being said, since we are like 2 away from Tenpai, I'm not sure if I'm that interested in Ching the 8, especially since we can just call Ricci instead. That loses our pair, which is kind of not so great. And now the question is whether we're willing to keep this 4-4-5 shape. I think it's okay, actually, because if we're worried about defense, at least the 4 is safe against the dealer, so, you know, it's not that big of a problem. That being said, this 5 is a little icky. I think at this point, yeah, we'll go ahead and drop the 5 and just take Liamin. We're waiting on 5-8 and 4-7. 4-7 is only 5 left, but I think it's okay, maybe. It's a little unclear. It's turn 9 though, getting kind of late. Totally not unexpected for someone to call Ricci very soon. We can even Dama if someone, you know, calls Ricci and Well, if the dealer calls Ricci, maybe we can even chase. Sorry, maybe we can Dama to hope someone drops the 7, so... It's not exactly the most, ideal, but it's something we can do. Here, if we can cheat into a good weight Tenpai, we'll do it. This, unfortunately, is not Tenpai, so I'm not very excited in pushing this hand, which means, well, we gotta do something. For the time being, we'll just go ahead and drop the 4s, I guess. If we can find another pair elsewhere, for example, like Fedora, then we can consider maybe pushing. Here, now that there's another Ricci on the board, we're just going to be folding, basically. Looks like they Tsumoto. Very well. Is that... yeah, that's what's called Haneman. Very well. On to the next round. We are 3rd place as dealer in East 3. Things are going pretty quickly, but still just gotta play the best we can. We're just gonna go ahead and play this hand very normally. Keep an eye out for Taiyao because that seems very likely. And yeah, we'll just go ahead and drop these honors. I'm not sure which talents we will call just yet. I think we'll call the 3 so. Not 3 so, the 3 man. Even though we don't have a lot of shapes yet, it seems good to just drop that maybe. Although, I'm not actually sure if that's the right call. Because 4 is also a candidate for one of our pairs, right? And since we're not exactly sure where our pair is coming from yet, it seems nice to keep that in mind. Here, yeah, like for example, we could just drop the 2 and hope something attaches around one of these middle floaters. And just fix this as a pair. We've got the 3-4-4 as well. This means that if we attach something around... okay, well, this is Kutsuki. If it's Kutsuki, is it 7 or 6? 7 confirms Taiyao. But has slightly lower acceptance than the 6, I think. Actually, no, it doesn't. Yeah, because this way we also accept the 3. Even though it's a bad weight. So fine, we're just gonna go ahead and keep the 6. And say... maybe we just drop the 6. Is that viable? Maybe it is. Then we take this connect 4 shape. If we draw the 2, it's a 3-sided weight. If we draw the 5-7, it's, you know, a good shape still. The 4 is not so great, but, well, what can you do? I'm not sure which one to do, so I'm just going to drop the 3. I'm not sure which one of the 3 or 6 to drop. I don't think it makes a huge difference, to be honest. Anyway, this is an extremely good hand. We'll just call Ricci. The door is 9 so regardless, we will have a 4-han. Of how we win this hand, that is. Right, wait, reach Taiyao Pinfu Dora. Yeah, reach Taiyao Pinfu Dora or reach Pinfu to Dora. That's how it is. If we Tsumo and get Ura, it'll be Haneman, which is amazing. And yes, even though, you know, winning this down would be great as well, you know, 3-han, the boost from 3-han to 4-han is just so huge that there's no reason to not Ricci. Or it's not a good enough reason to, you know, call it to not Ricci. Yeah. I mean, there's not really much else for me to say here, so yeah, maybe I'll just cut this out. Alright, here we go. If we get Ura, that will be Haneman. We did not. Mangan is totally fine as well. Or it's plenty enough, I should say. Gets us into first for the time being. And makes our 4th place chance very low. Alright, next hand. This one's a little tough. I'm not sure what to do here. Since I'm not sure exactly what to do here, well, we're just gonna go ahead and drop one of these honors, I guess. You could drop like 9 or something to say, you know, keep defense, but whatever. Yeah, I'm not sure what we're doing here. There's a tiny chance, or I say tiny chance, but we actually have 5 blocks for Jin-chan already. So maybe we could actually just go over in that direction. But, well, now that we've drawn the 3, 4, 5 here, I'm not exactly sure. Here I'm just dropping the 4 to keep the 1, which is number 1 a bit safer, and number 2 still allows us to, I don't know, maybe get Jun-chan or something, I don't really know. Yeah. I don't really know what we're doing still. There's also the possibility of... what do they call it? There's also the possibility of Itsu. Both of those allow us to call, or just get value, for example. With a hand like this, it's either win quickly, hold, or get value. That being said, even if we win quickly, it's not actually that that desirable, right? Because, okay, our point situations don't really change that much, even if we win a small hand. And it's still pretty good. It's still pretty good. So we will do it if we can. But still, I mean, it's not exactly... Like, obviously, if we can win a big hand, we would like to win a big hand. Right, the problem with thinking that way is that, well, you know, if you just can't win the hand other ways, then, yeah, you kind of just have to do the best you can, right? And if the best you can do is, you know, some kind of cheap hand, well, go for the cheap hand. Here we're not really keeping any of these honors because we already have enough defense against all of these players. So even if some threat comes on the board, we could consider stopping on this 5, to be honest. We can just go ahead and, you know, we can just go ahead and defend. Since this hand don't look like it's going anywhere, really. At this point. It's kind of too late for that. Here, we'll just go ahead and drop the 9, which is the most dangerous tile against the other players. We'll keep the 9 pin for later, so that we can fold against the player on the right, if we need to. Alright. Is that a Mangan? That looks like a Mangan to me. In that case... what is our conditions here? It's a little rough since that home ball means that we can't actually Tsumo Mangan to get into first. Well, we'll see what we can do. If we win 52, 52 is just barely not enough. Oh, that's rough. Alright, well, we'll figure something out. We don't really need to take first, but we would like to if we can. This hand don't really look like it's getting there, though. So, for the time being, we'll just go ahead and, you know, try and win. Secure a second, I guess. Don't seem that bad. Do we... Was that even a good pull? I think it was a fine pull. Yeah. And I'm okay with dropping the 7 pin, even though it confirms our bad weight here. Since we can open, since we can Chi and all that, you know, these bad shapes aren't as bad as they look, I suppose. You know. Since we've got double the acceptance from being able to Chi slash pull. Double slash, you know, quadruple, whatever. I don't have that big of a problem doing this. There's technically the flush chance. Like, if we pair up the 9... No, there's no real reason for us to go for a flush. If we are... what's it called? I mean, I guess we take the one with 4 tiles left. If we are going for a Mangan with this hand, we just kind of need to pair up the Dora. Which, you know, is possible. Now it's not, though. It was possible, I should say. Right. still, here we are taking the 4 tiles left versus the 3 tiles left. I don't think it's that big of a problem. Yes, these are middle tiles, but I don't really care. Maybe it was wrong, but who knows. I don't really regret my choice. Even though we kind of did miss our win. Alright. Just go ahead and drop the 7. We can't take 3-10. And anyways, the 8s are like basically gone anyways. Not basically gone, they're 100% gone, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Either way, we're just gonna keep this Tenpai. If it does go into, if the dealer ends up Tenpai at the end of this round, we might have a better chance at the, what's called hand. At getting first, I should say. Because number 1, I think we'd be able to Magan someone. No. Well, okay, it don't really matter because we got our 2,000 points. But very well. That is totally fine, as we said before. What is to secure at 2nd place? Alright. Well, that was pretty quick, but that's totally fine as well. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.